I want to share with you something that I've been learning in scripture, and it really has impacted my mindset when approaching money, but also approaching me wanting to walk into my purpose. We all hear people say, "Oh, I want to be more driven," or "I want to have a mission to accomplish." But I do think that a lot of people that are driven, they aren't being called. And being driven and being called are two very different things. When you are called by God, your identity is not rooted in what you produce. It is rooted in the fact that you are called by God and you have to walk out the mission that God has for you. The best example of this is John the Baptist, where people are following John the Baptist. He's getting a pretty large crowd in Judea, and they asked John the Baptist, saying, "Hey, are you the Messiah?" And he could have very easily claimed to be the Messiah and taking the glory for himself, but he said, "No, I'm not the Messiah. I'm not even a prophet." But then he went on to say that my job is to prepare the way of the Lord. Think about all the times where people are chasing after money and they do have big goals, but their main objective is to glorify themselves. They may not actually admit that, but deep down their work is stemming from that place. Then John the Baptist goes on to say in John 3:27 that a man can receive nothing unless it has been given to him from heaven. His attachment to material things are not there because he knows that his identity and his worth is founded in things of God, not in things of man. I want you to imagine all the people on social media flaunting their money, flaunting their cars, flaunting their lifestyle, and they are so associated with pursuing that lifestyle that they forget about the fact that every good gift is from God. So I want to make it very clear that having money and pursuing money is okay. That's not unbiblical, but make sure that you are being called and not just being driven by your own fleshly desires. If you go back in John and if you read the story of John the Baptist, it says in scripture that the crowds were leaving John the Baptist and following Jesus. And it goes on to say in John 3:30, you probably heard of this verse, but it says, "He must increase, but I must decrease." Imagine seeing all of your followers on social media leaving and following somebody else, and you're sitting back and watching it happen, and you're just saying, "This is exactly what God wanted for me, and I'm so happy with it because that was my mission." That is what John the Baptist is saying right here. What the Lord has been doing in my heart is he's been checking it and saying, are you being driven or are you being called? Because you've got to get this right. If you are following Christ and if you are ambitious, because it's so easy to just be deceived in thinking, "Oh yeah, I'm doing it for God," but deep down within your own heart, you know why you're doing it. And I had to get my heart checked from the Lord, saying like, I will give you so many treasures, but you got to make sure that I am surrendering everything to him, everything. So I'll stop ranting here.